they were having the lights, the whole was all flickering. I told them once I killed the power, I said, I can't leave. Well, trying to find people to come at 2 in the morning. We didn't have a list of who to call. It was very interesting.
That's good.
Well, my oldest said,
Deb, some of the sound. We'll start in a moment as soon as we get sound. Sorry.
I can hear Don thumbing. Oh, it went dead. Dead. Oh, now I can hear me, but now look at the camera.
There we go. I think I'm getting it. Can you hear me all right? Good, all right. Sorry for the delay. First of all, I think we're good.
They gotta adjust the camera. They want to see your beautiful face.
The mug. How many people on?
4.
All related?
Oh. Which I'm one of them.
Might be my sis or my wife, I don't know. Okay, we'll begin. I'm sorry for the delay. Welcome to the February 17th meeting of the Martinsville, Morgan County Commission meeting. And we'll begin with a Pledge of Allegiance. Do we have a veteran? No veterans? Well, we'll let Keith Rhodes lead us in the pledge tonight. Keith? And then we'll follow with the silence. The United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. If we have a moment of silence, please. Thank you. We have a fairly full agenda this evening, and so I won't tell any funny stories to start with, but we'll get, it's going to be an interesting evening, and I'm glad you all were able to be here. First order of business are the minutes from the 2nd of February. I did have one little correction. I don't think it's too much trouble to put in.
Are you renaming the groundhog? You didn't like the two names that you gave it in the last meeting, Mackenzie or Mac?
No, it was a little, I wanted to, you know, these minutes are sometimes used 50 years from now as proof of something, and they're very important, and that's, I make sure I read them. But I'm, at the end of our meetings, we always do for the good of the county, which is just what it sounds like. And one of the things that I said was the residents of Ben's Drive, a private road named after his cousin Ben Jenkins. I'm going to put probably in front of that because I can't verify that. I know he lived on that before it was a road, but just put probably in front of Ben there, if you don't mind. That way the minutes, if somebody says, well, it was named after him, it might not be true. It's what I assume. But I don't like to assume truth. I like to have truth take care of me. So with that one correction, I'll entertain a motion to accept.
So moved.
Second.
There's been a motion made in the sec to approve the minutes of the meeting from February 2nd. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 3-0. We have two reports that are required by statute. The statutes are at the top. I didn't, one is from the treasurer and one is from the clerk. We both acknowledge that we get them, but there's no need for a motion. It just, they're complying with statute and it's in our packet. We have a fairly significant, I guess you'd say, resolution and agreement, and it deals with the Bargersville wastewater treatment plant, and it deals with our, a couple of folks have been working hard to get some agreements made over there. So, Chelsea, you want to explain kind of what we're up to?
Thank you, sir. Chelsea Manns here on behalf of the Morgan County Redevelopment Commission. Thank you so much for the opportunity. This is something that has been going on for a few years, but really, if you'll indulge me for just a second, and I'm sure Kenny can give much better detail than I will, but kind of a full circle moment, if you will, I think for you in particular. In the Waverly area, there were some homes on failing septics. And about the time that happened, I believe is the time that AES, at the time IPL, came to the county and said, we're going to be decommissioning the coal plant and investing in a gasification plant. And it was Kenny and Jeff Quile at the time, I believe it was their brainchild, that said, okay, wait, we have a funding mechanism. We're gonna get sewer in that area so that these homes are not condemned and that we can provide sewer to them. So fast forward several years, and that's exactly what the county did. By way of the Morgan County Redevelopment Commission, we purchased land and built a wastewater treatment plant up in the Waverly area. Have issued some debt to do that, and are using the TIF revenues from Eagle Valley to pay down that debt. Now, we've been in operation a few years, and we have 23 customers. So, it's time we make some choices and some decisions, as we don't have very many customers. And so Bargersville is currently operating the plant on our behalf. We have an agreement with them. It's a 60,000 gallon per day facility. They currently have an agreement to utilize 12,500 gallons of that per day. And they are now operating the plant as well. And so when that agreement took place between the Regional Sewer District and Bargersville for that 12,500 gallons per day, they also said, and we want first right to purchase it. And so here we are to talk about an agreement to sell the wastewater treatment plant to Bargersville. So this is coming before you all first. I talked longer than I had planned. I'm really going to tee up Chris Greisel with Barnes & Thornburg, who has been really the one orchestrating the deal behind the scenes. So this agreement would go before you all, before the Regional Sewer District, and before the Redevelopment Commission, and then we'll also go before Bargersville Town Council for consideration. It's a deal, again, we've been working years in the making to get to where we are, and Chris can go over some of the finer points. So any questions for me before I hand it over to him?
No more of gratitude for a long job well done.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Appreciate that.
I appreciate it,
It's been a lot
absolutely.
of parts to put together.
It has been, but everybody's been good to work with, so I appreciate that. So with that, I'll hand it over to Chris. Thanks.
Thanks, Chelsea, and good evening, Commissioners. For the record, Chris Greisel. I'm a partner with the law firm of Barnes & Thornburg, 11 South Meridian Street, and we're happy to be assisting the county and the county parties with this transaction. As Chelsea mentioned about a year ago, the four parties entered into a memorandum of understanding between the county, the regional sewer district, the redevelopment district, and the town of Bargersville, generally outlining the terms of the sewer acquisition agreement and what it would look like. And throughout the past year, the parties have been working hard on this agreement to get to this point, and so we're excited to be here and to walk you through the acquisition agreement from a really high-level perspective. The county parties plan to sell all of its assets, which comprise the regional sewer district as you would know it today in the Waverly District area, which primarily consists of the treatment plant, the collection facilities, and a portion of the real estate where the treatment plant is located today. The town will pay approximately $5,720,250 to the Redevelopment Commission. And that's going to be applied against the Redevelopment Commission's outstanding debt. As Chelsea mentioned just a few minutes ago, when the Redevelopment Commission got this started, they issued SRF bonds from the Indiana Finance Authority, and I'll go into a little bit more detail about those bonds here in just a few minutes, but that number important for you all is to eliminate the Redevelopment Commission's debt with respect to the bonds that they took out in 2019. The town's also going to pay the Redevelopment Commission about $36,000 an acre for the real estate, which is going to total approximately $1,108,440, and that's about 30 acres of real estate plus or minus where the treatment plant currently sits today. After execution of this agreement, the town has until about May 1st to complete its necessary due diligence on the site, and that's very typical for transactions of this nature. You all are in a very unique position. As Chelsea mentioned, the town of Bargersville, having operating the plant, is very intimately familiar with your operations. So there's not a whole lot out there that they don't know, but it gives them the necessary time to get on site, to do further inspection work to the extent they think necessary to confirm all the findings that we have in the agreement with respect to the condition of the assets and the condition of the property. Additionally, between executing this agreement and closing, the county parties have generally agreed not to create any new liabilities with respect to the district. So you can imagine you guys are going to kind of freeze in time on a transaction like this where the town has agreed to purchase it, knowing the condition of the facility, of the utility. The county parties are agreeing not to materially change that in a either positive or negative way in creating liabilities, so that the town has the opportunity to go do its due diligence and buy and assume what it is that we've told them that they're going to buy and assume without any material changes. Upon closing of this agreement, all of the regional sewer district customers that Chelsea mentioned are going to become the town of Bargersville customers, and they're going to be charged the same rates and charges that the town of Bargersville currently charges their customers. So there is not a disparity between the rates of what you would call regional sewer district customers and the town of Bargersville. So it's going to be one uniform rate that's going to be applied throughout, and they're not going to be treated differently. Closing on this transaction is more than likely going to occur sometime this summer in June or July, and there's a reason for that, and that has to do with the SRF and the IFA process. So we've been working closely with the Indiana Finance Authority on the payment that the town of Bargersville is going to make. And in order to close on this, the town has to pay off the outstanding redevelopment district debt through the SRF bonds, which they're going to do by issuing essentially their own debt to the Indiana Finance Authority. So the County Redevelopment Commission, in other words, will have all of their debt taken off the books because it'll be paid off by the town of Bargersville, but the town of Bargersville has to enter into a similar position with the Indiana Finance Authority, which essentially will then take over your premium and interest payments from that point forward. By the way, the Indiana Finance Authority does their transactions. They slot folks in quarterly. They are a high-volume entity, if you're familiar working with the Finance Authority at all, and the SRF process. And so we have told them that we reasonably believe that we'll go through the local process by March, be completed with all approvals, in which case they believe June or July is probably the most appropriate spot. If there's an opportunity to expedite, we certainly will. There's an outside opportunity that may bring about a closing. But the initial feedback from the IFA to date is probably more than likely a June or July closing. Assuming we get all the approvals and get with IFA, we're prepared for a smooth closing between now and that process. We'll work with the town of Bargersville so that they can complete any remaining due diligence that they have. We'll perfect a lot of the exhibits that you've seen in the agreement with respect to getting legal descriptions on the real estate. We have those, wanting to confirm, exactly the acreage over to the town of Bargersville, the asset list, which was provided in the MOU and is going to be updated throughout this process and make final findings like that. Finally, as you may be aware, the Indiana Department of Environmental Management oversees the regional sewer district, and they oversee all regional sewer districts in the state of Indiana. And so we've been keeping them apprised of this transaction. We will, as part of, kind of call it the closing of this agreement, petition IDEM for a transfer of the assets and the approval of this agreement. So it's to let them know that the parties are working together, and what IDEM really cares about is that we're not stranding customers, right? So you have a sophisticated entity who's selling, a sophisticated entity who's buying and taking care of the customers. And so to date, it's all been positive feedback from IDEM, but we do need their final sign off on the agreement before we close, hopefully in sometime in June or July. So that's a very high-level overview of the transaction. I'm happy to answer any questions. I know Chelsea is as well. But we'll look forward to working with you all throughout the remainder of this process and having a successful closing here this summer.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
First of all, as I understand our activity this evening from our board, we'll pass a resolution saying we can do it. And then the second thing will be the agreement to say this is how we're doing it.
That's right.
Pretty well clever.
That's right. I think the agreement that's before you, I would say is it's substantially complete. It's with the exception of updating some exhibits to have some of the final processes complete.
Will the final agreement be after you've settled some of them, some of the parts, I guess you'd say?
Exactly. That's exactly right. So our intent would be if you authorize the resolution today to give us approval, then we can continue to move forward in the process of the other legislative bodies that we need to gain approval from. Notify IDEM, notify the IFA. We'll certainly keep you apprised of the final exhibits and the final portions.
So if I'm reading this correctly or hearing it correctly, we'll approve the resolution which says we're going to do it.
That's right.
And then we'll approve the agreement, which is not complete, but will be presented again. Is that correct?
We're happy to present a final version to you again as well. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Right. That's my only questions I had. I thought that's what kind of was the way the path was leading.
Yep.
We have any questions from the board or the council, anybody on these two processes here?
My only concern is, I know they're gonna be getting all the Morgan County side, from my understanding. I know we done up some maps quite some time ago, given to the RDC, and they shared them with Bargersville as well. It sounds like, I just wanna make sure, because I see that they're purchasing all of it, not cutting out the trail. So I just wanna make sure, and going on record, we're still gonna be able to put our trail up through there.
Yeah, absolutely. And
I
that's.
looked in there, and I didn't see it in there verbiage-wise at all, in either
Yes.
one of them.
And I should have mentioned that, and thank you for bringing that up. The county is retaining a portion of the land. We're not selling all 80 acres that the county owns right now. There is a portion that we're keeping for park purposes that we're retaining. With respect to the remaining portions of the land that's not being retained by the county, there is a right of first refusal for the town of Bargersville to be willing to purchase it if and when appropriate, but that absolutely is in there. Thank you for bringing that up.
Thank you.
And I'll also just add,
Yes, Chelsea.
yep, Commissioner Hale, I'll just add, Burgersville's all four parks, trails.
Oh, I
and
know they
Partnering however we can.
Yeah.
When that time comes,
Yeah.
so,
Yep,
yeah,
thank you.
yep, absolutely.
Thank you. Any other questions from the board or the audience?
I'll just make one comment that Burgersville's been very good to work with throughout this. I think their elected officials agree with us, and we agree with them that this is the gateway to the county. The I-69 and the 144 corridor, they basically own, if you look at it on the map, 3 sides of it, so it comes to a conclusion that they'll probably have a little bit more economic development than we will in our corner, and we are landlocked by the Great White River. So I'm excited to be working with them and building a trusting relationship and develop that in such a way that it is pleasing to the taxpayers and to the communities both. And, you know, when you pull into Morgan County coming down south, you get to see how beautiful our county is, and that'll start right there on 144. So I would like to publicly thank Bargersville for their patience. This has been going on for a couple years. And
Several.
and I thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you, and Chelsea, I thank you.
Yes.
One of the things that's sort of exciting, and this is not on the subject, but is on the subject, is Commissioner Collier brought to our attention, is that the collaboration, coordination between neighbors is paramount to success, and you help drive that. And I appreciate the monthly calls we get on with Hendricks. I appreciate what we're doing with Johnson, and it's a good thing. Concerning these 2 items, do you want to consider them separately as a motion, or do you want to take the motion as?
Separate.
Let's start with the resolution then. Do we have any questions on the resolution? Then I'll entertain a motion for the resolution.
Brian Collier makes a motion that we accept Resolution 2-17, resolution of the County Commissioners of Morgan County, Indiana, regarding the approval of a sewer system acquisition agreement for the Waverly service area.
Second.
Moved and seconded that we accept the resolution 2-17. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 3-0. Now we have the agreement, which is extensive, but do we have any questions, or do we have a motion on that?
Kenny Hill makes a motion, we go ahead and do the service system acquisition agreement with Town of Bargersville and Morgan County.
Second with one comment, it's not as pretty without all the red lines through it.
That's right.
But I'll second that.
All right, thank you. And all in favor of that motion say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 3-0. And thank you, Chris.
Thank you very much.
And thank you, Chelsea. Half of my agenda out of here as far as papers.
Yeah.
Thank you. Next item on our agenda is a redevelopment commission update from our friend Jeff Pipkin with the redevelopment commission.
Good evening, Commissioners.
Good evening.
For the record, my name is Jeff Pipkin, live at 920 Moonlight Court, Mooresville, Indiana. When I received my acceptance letter in the mail, one of the things on that letter said that we needed to come in front of you to report on the redevelopment commission. So I thought I'd get it out of the way as soon as possible. So here I am doing that, and I'm not exactly sure what you're looking for, but here it goes. And if you have any questions, ask Chelsea. So the county itself, as you probably know, has 7 allocation areas. Waverly, Eagle Valley, Henderson Ford Interchange, Old Morgantown Road, Wetzel Trace, and 2 in the West Point area up in the northern part of the county. These 2 are combined into consolidated economic development areas, as you probably also know. Of the 7 allocation areas, only one of them has a bond obligation at this point, which means the clock has been ticking on that allocation area. As you know, allocation areas only last for 25 years, and that clock starts ticking when a bond obligation is established or a lease is established in that area. So Eagle Valley will expire July 28th, 2040. And at that time, all of that new AV will then go into the county's AV. So that's probably something we ought to plan on, probably starting 2035 and how we're going to absorb that. So
I'll worry about that.
yeah, exactly. So as of, it was estimated in last year that we were going to get about $2 million in TIF revenues over the year. This next year, it's estimated to be about $1.8 million. As we already talked about, the only bond obligations we have are on that sewer that was put together long ago, and that will be going away eventually. The things that we've paid for in the past, I know we've helped the Waverly Park district, and we've just paid cash out of that for those types of projects. We budgeted $2.5 million for capital projects last year, and we didn't have anything that came before us to dig into that, except for one project that is actually going to be taking place this year. And we have obligated, I guess, it's not a bond, but we're paying cash towards Martinsville's new elementary school. They need some infrastructure with a roundabout built out there, so we're looking to pledge about $3.2 million towards that project. So if you look at that capital income will not have to go in to that school levy. It'll keep that project even more appetizing, I guess, for lack of a better word, for the county. So at the end of January of last month, the balance in the Eagle Valley allocation area was about $7.1 million, which allows us to use cash for a lot of these projects that come before us. And I wouldn't say a lot. We are happy to entertain any project that comes before us. The types of projects that we would like to see are infrastructure type projects that have a beginning and an end to them, economic development projects, and quality of life projects. So if you know of any projects or if you have any ideas of any projects that you would like to bring before the redevelopment, don't be shy. We're happy to hear about those. Many times there's no public that shows up to our meetings, so something new is always great to hear. So, other than that, that's pretty much, we continue to work through this Waverly wastewater treatment plant project, and we try to stay connected with our friends in Hendricks County, in that area up there, to see what's going on the other side of the county, and if there's ways that we can combine resources or activity and help development up near the Monrovia area. So, do you have any questions for me?
No, I don't personally, but I've been trying to think of something that's a metaphor to the redevelopment, and the best I can come up with is a corn plant that never dies, and it just keeps making seeds. And that's kind of what you do. And it's a, more development creates more development. And that's a blessing to the quality of life that we're looking at. So I appreciate all the things that your RDC accomplishes.
It's our pleasure. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Sure.
appreciate it.
Next item on the agenda is a professional engineering service agreement with VS Engineering. Eddie, our highway superintendent.
Got an on-call agreement you guys should have with the pricing and everything for VS Engineering to be accepted as on-call engineering. If you guys look through it and see if we can accept them in.
So you run the highway department?
No, I just,
Because with all the thaw and freeze, guess what I got today? Phone call after phone. I got some potholes for you to fill.
I got some for you. I got pictures of them, but I don't know how to fix them. I'm trying to find somebody that knows how to fix
Get
them.
with me at the end of the meeting.
We'll do that. The good one has a golf cart path. You see that one? We'll fix that.
You gentlemen have any other questions? We have the rate sheet and everything in there with the agreement. Any agreement or any questions?
I'm good.
I'll entertain a motion.
Kenny Hill makes a motion that we approve the VS Engineering on-call agreement as presented with their pricing.
Second.
All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes 3-0. Thank you, Eddie.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next item is a cost reimbursement agreement with Laura Parker, Mrs. Laura Parker, from our planning. Thank you.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I am a little bit confused because I had two agreements on the agenda tonight. So actually, when Eddie jumped up here, I thought that was mine. Come on, Deb, come back. So you should have one for Banning Engineering. That was the professional services agreement. And that's so that we can enlist their professional services for assistance with inspections and plan review for our new project, Louis, out on 42. So that's what that agreement does for us. And then, obviously, the county's not going to foot the bill for that, so we have the other agreement, which is tied to it, a cost reimbursement agreement for those services that will allow us to be reimbursed by the developer for those expenses.
They're both there.
They're both there?
Yeah, it's just that they may be put on the agenda. And by
just-
the way, I've reviewed both of these folks. So what she's saying is that you've got the services that we're contracting to have provided through
Through
Banning.
Banning
And then we have the cost reimbursement agreement so that it does not fall on us.
versus as for Banning's cost.
Right.
Makes
Got it.
clear to me.
Okay. You're fine with it?
Oh, yeah, we talked about it. I think it was after the last, like, the special meeting that we had.
I thought so. Do we have any questions, any further questions from the board?
Did the agreements have to be voted on separately or together?
I would
Did
prefer
prefer
that they
separately?
have two separate motions. Yes,
Or makes the
please.
motion that we accept the Banning Engineering Professional Services Agreement as presented.
Second.
All in favor of that motion, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. That motion passes 3-0. Do we have a second motion?
Brian Kyer makes a motion that we accept the cost reimbursement agreement for third-party plan review and inspections as presented.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor of that motion, say aye. 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 Motion passes 3-0.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
I think I'm looking at the health department. Is that correct?
No, 911 dispatch.
Oh, 911, Zach. Zach, my friend, sorry about that.
I saved you from getting pushed to the,
Oh, thank you for that, yeah. So this is just updating our statement of work for
There
our
it is.
master agreement with See To It. IT. It's going to be for $4,250 a month for their services, including network IT services. That's about $1,000 cheaper than most companies that would be quoting a business our size, and that's not even taking into account the complex systems that we have up there. So if you have any questions, I can answer those.
Is that, I'm sorry, I'm asking a really stupid question. Is C2 in Plainfield?
Yes, they're in Plainfield.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Okay, do we have any questions about the agreement? I'll entertain a motion.
Brian Carter makes a motion that we accept the service agreement from C2 IT. Easy for you to say.
Second.
It's been made,
See to it. See to it.
To IT. I told you it was easy for you to say.
all in favor of the motion to accept it to C2 IT or see to it?
Aye.
Your preference? Aye, motion passes 3-0. Thank you, Zach.
Thank you, Zach.
Okay, now it's Trish's time, and she's got a whole lot of things, right? Thanks, Trish. Trish is our.
Whole bunch of stuff, if you ask
department-
Deb.
Health Department persona.
No, well, it won't be too bad. We'll get through them quickly. The first ones are the MOU addendum revisions. Those will look very familiar to you. This is their third time through. The first time is when they were first awarded. Second time is whenever we did our addendums last month. And then after chatting with Ann and the auditors, we've just revised some timelines and some details on their budgets that were asked for. So that's the only things that were updated, were just a few dates. So we just need new signatures on those. There are 5 of them. If you have any questions on any individual ones, let me know.
Someone have any questions on the first one?
Individually, I can tell.
I know, it's just
You're
cleaner if you approve them individually.
When you are.
Thank you all for bearing with it.
Well, this is on, we're going separate, one by one.
Yep,
And this is with Franciscan.
okay, yep, we can start with Franciscan.
Okay. Creating better life, improving the quality of life. That's wonderful. I think
That's
they
the
do.
goal.
I'll entertain a motion on the first one.
Kenny Howe makes a motion on the Morgan County Health Department MOU with St. Francis Foundation, Inc.
Second.
In favor of the motion, say aye. Aye. Motion passes 3-0. Next.
We can go with the YMCA of Morgan County, or Barbara B. Jordan YMCA, DBA YMCA of Morgan County.
Kenny Howe makes a motion with the Morgan County Health Department MOU with Barbara B. Jordan YMCA, doing business as YMCA of Morgan County.
Second.
Motion is made in second. All in favor of the memorandum of understanding with Barbara Jordan at YMCA, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 3-0.
The third one, if we could ask for Peace Restored, Inc.
Kenny Howe makes a motion with Morgan County Health Department MOU with Peace Restore, Inc.
Second.
It's been made and seconded for a memorandum of understanding with Peace Restored. All in favor of that motion, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Our fourth one, Nurses Direct Connect.
Kenny Howe makes a motion with the Morgan County Health Department MOU with Nurses Direct Connect.
We have a
Second.
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 All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 3-0.
And the fifth one will give you deja vu. It's Barbara B. Jordan YMCA, DBA YMCA of Morgan County, again, for a second program that they did for us.
Kenny Howe makes a motion, we approve the Health Department MOU with the YMCA of Morgan County.
Second.
That motion, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 3-0. And
One, Kenny Howe makes a motion with Morgan County Health Department MOU with the Barbara B. Jordan YMCA, doing business as YMCA of Morgan County.
do I have a second?
Second.
Favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 3-0.
Thank you,
for all
guys.
that.
Yes. Okay, so that was the 5 addendums, right? Okay.
It seemed like it had 7 or 8, but
We had.
Did
yeah,
you add
we
the,
had 5.
five.
Well, we
okay,
had 2 for YMCA.
we got, yes. The third one for the YMCA is actually a new MOU with them, so that's your next bullet point.
We did 6 already.
You already did that one, okay, that's easy.
They trusted you too much.
That's, that's really nice of you. If you'd like to move on to grants, we sure can. Okay, the YMCA one, just for a quick clarification, they are the only grantee that we're moving forward with for the 2026 and 2027 year with the HFI funding cuts. So our granting program just looks much smaller, but we are wanting to move forward with them for this year because they're providing services that we aren't able to provide internally. Okay, got that.
I'm sorry, I missed that.
You're fine. That was for a new MOU with the YMCA. So that one's going to take us from February of 2026 through February of 2027. It's a new MOU with them, but it's still continuing similar services that they were doing for us last year. They're the only grantee that we're moving forward with because of the cut in our HFI funds, the Health First Indiana funds. So yeah, our grant program looks a lot smaller, but we're still able to offer more health education and physical activity initiatives in the community that we wouldn't be able to provide internally. So it's still adding some benefit to the community for less cost.
Sorry, I'm adjusting my hearing aids so I can hear you better.
Oh, Don,
It's crazy, that sound in here is not working well.
apologize. Do I need to move closer? You
I
good?
don't know.
Okay.
You're good.
I was confused there about what I heard.
Oh.
So, I'm lost right now. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear what you
I
said.
think they're confused because they went ahead and approved and you're still talking about that new one,
Yep.
right? She just wants you to understand what you approved because it was not
We
consistent.
ratified 5 and we approved a new one.
Yes, we
And
already
so
did
she's-
that.
So that
that's
was
what
just an
she's
explanation.
talking
I just
about,
wanted
which
to
is
give
what
you-
is
It was an
confusing.
explanation on why we did what we did. I
There
got
you go. Yes.
I got you.
Thank you. Apologies.
Yeah, we did all
You're
6.
fine. That's what's confusing Commissioner Adams is because he has moved on from that and is now looking at the next
ready to go.
document in your agenda.
We can move on the agenda. Are you ready for grants, commissioners? All right, let's do it. This will also look very familiar to you. The opioid settlement grants are, of course, part of the commissioners' budgets, and ultimately, you guys will get the decision on who is awarded for the Morgan County and Mooresville opioid settlement grants. So I know you guys are familiar with these. This is something that we've put into the Kendrick Foundation and the Mental Health Task Force hands to create that RFP process. And so entities in the community will get to apply for these funds for both unrestricted and the abatement amounts. So what we are wanting to do, the health department, from one of our key performance indicators through the state, we are mandated to have a healthy community coalition to work on obesity and obesity-related chronic diseases to both reduce current rates and prevent further incidents from happening. So what we would like to do with the Healthy Community Coalition we established in July of 2025, we've now created 5 strategies for the coalition. And the first 3, we have put some action steps toward these. And we would like to apply for funding currently, and approximately $65,000 is what we're looking at. You guys know, grants typically have about 36 seconds to apply for them. So we're working with a few partners who are sending us amounts that they're looking for. So there are 36 people and 22 organizations that make up the Healthy Community Coalition, and we're partnering with people like the YMCA and Playworks and a couple of other entities who are going to be a part of this application and who would receive funding to carry out those strategies. So this is just an ask to apply for the opioid settlement funds.
This is to apply.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Do you have any questions from the board?
Yeah. I'm trying to make the connection between opioid abuse and obesity. I
Yeah.
don't normally see them together.
Yeah, so there's actually research out there that recovery centers are using physical activity as a different way, like a coping mechanism. So it's a healthier way of coping with opioid use or recovering from. But we're actually asking for the unrestricted funds that don't necessarily have to be tied to Exhibit E, which has all the recovery and treatment pieces to it. So unrestricted funds can be used for basically anything.
Anything health related.
Anything, to my knowledge. However, I mean, we are making the tie in to reducing, I mean, any type of physical activity that you can do improves mental health, reduces the chances that you're going to take up other unhealthy activities, and again, can be utilized as part of your recovery and treatment process.
It says, excuse me for nosing in here, but it
Please.
looks, there's been evidence-based programs to address obesity and obesity-related disease prevention, and that can affect use of opioids.
It can prevent use, and it can also be utilized in recovery and treatment plans. And I'm happy, I can send some research to you guys later as well.
Couch potatoes, huh?
Yes, it's a healthier habit.
So I just want to be clear.
Yeah.
What you're asking for, just like any other grant application, is you're coming in and you're asking permission from the commissioners to put in your application.
Correct.
The decision of whether the funds would be granted to you would be left to the board of folks that are stewarding this money for the
Yep.
county.
It would still be a part of the RFP process, so we'd go through all of the awarding process. They'd be scoring our proposal and
Okay.
either accepting or denying it.
And just to address like a little bit of an elephant in the room here, and so I want to give you an opportunity to speak to this, is that this money could have just been cut by the county, right, in a general fund budgeted to your department, other departments, and so forth, but the decision was made to give it to this committee to dole it out.
Are you asking about if opioid settlement funds were cut?
Correct.
No. So this is an 18-year process where any of like the manufacturers of opioids,
Right. No,
yeah,
and then
all the
they
settlements, it's all the settlements that have happened. So for 18 years, counties and municipalities are going to get certain amounts of funding for these 18 years. It ebbs and flows throughout these 18 years. And so from the commissioner's decision, it was given to the Kendrick Foundation and the Mental Health Task Force to come up with the RFP process. And from that RFP process, decide who is granted the opioid settlement funds.
Right, but had
Yeah.
this group of commissioners not decided to create that work group and not to provide the money to the Kendrick Foundation, then they could have just kept it in a fund here
Correct.
To be budgeted to departments like yours.
100%.
So I want
Thank
you
you.
to have a chance to address that, because really, ultimately, you're just asking for permission to apply for the grant.
Correct.
And whether that grant would be awarded back to the county, so the giver would taketh away, so to speak.
Correct.
Whether that would happen would be up to that working group.
Yep.
I just wanted to clarify that for everybody here, and if that isn't clear, I have questions, or I can answer your questions.
Yes, and that's the Kendrick Foundation and like the Mental Health Task Force, they will come and present anything that they decided that they want to fund through the RFP process, will come to you for approval to then either be funded or not funded. So even though the RFP process decided that we would award certain entities, the commissioners still get final approval of that.
Yeah, and I'm fine with it.
I am too. Any further questions or clarifications? Thank you, Ann. Thank you, Trish.
Commissioner Collier, looks
Very
like you
welcome.
might have a question.
I remember setting this all up. I remember Purdue Pharma was a big supplier in the class action lawsuit. I'd be interested in receiving the data that you expressed on the direct correlation of using the funds for this purpose.
Absolutely.
Fair enough. Put you on a committee.
I'm on enough committees.
So-
Well, it's interesting to see what we're trying to do.
Are you asking to table this until you receive that information? Is that what you're asking for, Commissioner Collier?
Kind of sounded like,
Deadline is next week, the 25th.
what?
The deadline to apply is the 25th of February.
Yes, it is.
What's the deadline?
The
25th.
deadline is the February 25th for the application.
Next week.
Yes. Actually,
Yeah.
we have a special meeting on the 24th. Is it too late to add this to that agenda, Deb?
Then what is it? Well, I'll talk about that later. I saw it, but I don't remember the reason, but I'll get that later. Okay. Are we ready for a
It's
motion?
just government at its finest when we have the settlement, made the board, brought it back, applied to ourselves to bring it
Yep.
back.
That is the
It's my
question
favorite.
that I wanted to present to Ms. Runnigan, to allow her to address that with you. And again, you would not be making that decision. It
Right,
would
the board that we put together.
Put the board
to-
together.
That are from
approving
different bodies and
her
different areas of the
request.
county, so
Yep.
that there was representation across the whole county
It
and not.
is.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just, trying to have the correlation between the two on this particular one.
Yeah, no, I can
just-
definitely send
I'm
you.
I'm struggling with the connection and,
Yeah, I can definitely send you some information and then just reiterate that we are applying for unrestricted funds. So unrestricted funds can basically be used for anything, but again, if commissioners would want to only approve dollars that would go toward prevention of opioid use, that is
I
up to
mean,
you.
with 65,000, how many people do you think you're gonna get in a gym? I mean, what
It's
what
not
is-
just in the gym,
Okay.
yeah.
GPS to trails, I mean, how do I take advantage of the GIS mapping paths and trails and
Yeah, these are things that we're gonna,
let's get to the one that needs the help?
right. So that's why we have our Healthy Community Coalition, and that's why we're working with all those individuals who work with our highest risk populations. So we're working on getting these things out to the community. A lot of this will be on our website, and then will be on the other 36 organizations' websites that are a part of the Healthy Community as well, or Healthy Community Coalition as well. And again, the organizations that we have in this coalition serve our highest risk populations. So those who are going to be needing food assistance, who are lower socioeconomic status, and who are at highest risk of developing substance abuse or substance use disorders. So we are kind of hitting those target populations just by having our organizations in this Healthy Community Coalition.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. But yeah, I am happy to send more documentation and more information. Happier, healthier people have better mental health.
Further questions? Are we ready for a vote or a motion? Have you made the motion?
No one has made a
No
motion.
one's made a motion.
I thought you did. I'm
Nope.
sorry. Well, you probably
made it.
shouldn't be discussing
I
this.
made a
till we-
bunch of the other ones, yes.
Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. Well, we probably ought to have a motion before we make all the discussion, but where are we, gentlemen?
Even if Mr. Collier, I'm fine with it, we'll see.
Well, make a motion.
Kenny Hill makes a motion for Morgan County Health Department to apply for the grant Morgan County Mooresville opioid settlement grant in the amount of $65,000.
Have a motion, do we have a second? Well, I'll second, because I'll tell you one thing, and I don't normally as a chairman do that, but I have seen one, and I'm not going to start naming names, but I have seen a program that has increased the amount of activity that keeps kids from sitting around and playing on their phone. At that facility, they also encourage education in uses of opioids. And I've seen that, and actually, they got a grant to make the facilities more athletic friendly. So I can see how it would work. I don't know how much it's going to take, but we've got to do something that's going to be attacking the problem of sitting on the couch and not knowing what to do. Keep them out and keep the program, get kids out there.
Yeah,
Because we have a problem.
prevention.
And it might be small, might be, you never know. I know I didn't have to face that as a kid, but I think if we're going to address it, we have to look at every possibility and not just, well, every possibility. So I'll second the motion. All in favor of the motion, say aye. Aye. Opposed?
Abstain. I want to read the data.
All right, abstain to see the data. Motion passes, and we'll get the data.
Yes, you will.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. I have
And
one more
thank you.
grant for you. This is our annual grant that we get for our public health emergency preparedness. It's the BASE and CRI grants. We were required to sign a letter of intent by last week. So I just wanted to let you guys know that we signed the letter of intent that we would like to receive these funds. It's not a competitive grant application, but I know that every year we still present this for approval. So we typically, for the FEP base grant, get $25,000. Last year, that was reduced with some of the federal cuts to emergency preparedness down to $20,000 for each of the counties. And the CRI grant is our city's readiness initiative because of our proximity to Indianapolis. We received $26,832 for that last year, and I'm expecting it to be similar this year. We typically don't hear from the Indiana Department of Health what our actual grant dollar amount is going to be until anywhere between July and September. So I can definitely come back with exact numbers for you guys whenever I have them, but I just wanted to let you know that that letter of intent was signed and make sure that we had approval to actually accept the funds when they came in.
Gentlemen, have any questions? Thank you. I'll entertain a motion on that.
Brian Collier makes a motion that we approve the grant application for the Public Health Emergency Preparedness Base Grant, Cities Readiness Initiative Grant.
May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 3-0, and
I'm more familiar
you.
with that one.
You what?
Yes,
I'm
it's
more
been
familiar with
around
the
for a
second
minute.
one.
I bet you are. Thank you. Is that? The next item, and thank you, Trish, for all the work you do to keep us healthy. Well, that's, I can't see you stopping. Thank you very much. Next item is, Brian, probably you want to bring it up, was the, unless I missed it, the agreement with Mesmer Holdings. Do you have any questions on that? It's a continued grant or a continued agreement that we have with Mesmer Holdings on, is this on a monthly?
Yeah. It was an agreement that we had with Messmer's Holdings and the Morgan County Economic Development Corps. And there was several loose ends in this contract for the duration will help solidify and wrap up a lot of loose ends and keep million-dollar projects going forward.
Thank you. I'll entertain a motion on that agreement.
Brian Kyer makes the motion that we accept the contract for consultant services between Morgan County and Mesmer Holding LLC.
Second.
All in favor of that motion, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 3-0. We're about to get to the cookies, guys. Hang on. Agreement with the Morgan County History Center. Do we have anybody present that? I know one thing that was mentioned to me, and we'll check it out, but I think that that we agreed in the commissioner's budget for 20,000, but the council approved 25. And I think that that's what they were looking at doing. And this is from the Morgan County History Center. I don't know, did Vicki bring this in or did somebody else? Oh, it's,
They requested 25.
yes,
In
but
the
they only
budget.
got 20. Oh, they did get 25?
Well, they got 25. When Josh turned in your
Oh,
budget
okay.
request, they requested 25.
Well, then I don't know
And the
why we
council
have this
approved that.
agreement, unless it's just, is there something else here I'm missing?
It's just a yearly agreement that
So,
The council budgeted it, but then you still have to approve the agreement in order for,
I thought they'd already done that, but
well,
there's,
council can't approve the agreement.
we need the agreement so so the auditor's office can give them the check.
okay, so we need to approve this to get the check.
Yeah.
Got it. They're very active over there, that's for sure, but those people work tooth and toenail to get that place going, and I really appreciate it. There will be, I think, I'll probably ought to save this for the good of the county, but they're gonna have a dinner out there, I think, in April. I'll find out more about that for fundraisers, but I'll entertain a motion for the 2026 agreement with the Morgan County History Center and Museum.
Brian Kyer makes a motion that we accept the agreement with the Morgan County History Center and Museum.
Second.
All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 3-0. We have a little business here with ordinance 2026-2 concerning Morgan County Code of Ordinances. It's an update, basically, an administrative update on the Code of Ordinances concerning
Day fund.
the rainy day fund. So any questions about that, it's in your packet. I'll entertain a motion on that.
Brian Kyer makes a motion that we adopt ordinance number 2026-2, amendment to Morgan County Code of Ordinances on the rainy day fund.
Second.
All right, all in favor of the motion, say aye. Aye. And thank you. Motion passes 3-0. Right-of-way permit discussions from Eddie.
Hey, Eddie, did I tell you I got some phone calls today on potholes?
Didn't have any last year, though. Did good last year, didn't we? I've tried to put something together, and I've talked with Ann about this, and she's, all the surrounding counties are they have already got an ordinance and put together for underground boring, people working in our right-of-ways and our utilities. The counties lost a lot of dollars that we haven't lost a lot of dollars, but money we could have brought in that we're not without this ordinance put together. So I've tried to put this ordinance together to where when they do underground boring and use our right-of-way, they have a charge for that. So the county gets a little bit of money back on things. And doing a little research, if we would have done it for 1 month that I actually just pulled randomly and got what the other counties are charging, we could have got between $4,000 and $5,000 just in 1 month. And if we keep letting this go, we're losing money we could be bringing in. So I've got a Hendricks County, Boone County, Hamilton County, and Johnson County, what they charge on their fees. I don't know if you have that paper with you guys, but with their fees, and I've got an average of all of those. And what I would like to do is get the average from what all the surrounding counties do and go by that and get an ordinance put together. I'm asking your guys' blessing on when Ann gets this figured out with me on how we're gonna do this. You guys let us move forward with trying to put this together and accept it.
So Commissioner Hale was confused because this is referencing in October of 2019. I think that's probably a carryover from the template that you looked at from a different county. And my understanding is that you want to talk to them about whether this is something that they're interested in having you pursue for the good of the county as compared to putting an ordinance in front of them for a vote tonight. Correct?
Yes. And the prices we have are what they charged a few years back, just kind of like, you know, we can't get their actual prices right now. We've reached out to them, that's the best we can get, but, you know, whatever we can get and start with is better than county not getting anything at this point.
And you were taking an average of 2 counties, and it was?
4 counties.
Okay, an average cost for 4 counties.
Yeah, I've got Hendricks, Boone, Hamilton, and Johnson County. I've got a spreadsheet here.
I appreciate this because I think I've had more problems with people abusing. I mean, I've made several trips and had them closing down. This has kind of got out of hand because everybody's going nuts, boring along our property saying they could.
I wish.
We need to have a little tighter. So bottom line is, I think we need to review it and come back with something a little bit stiffer. And I'll be glad to look at what the other counties are doing.
Right.
So,
I've got
any
that.
other questions from the
Do
board?
you guys have that, the price sheets on what the other counties are? You guys have that? Okay. I'll make sure you have that. Yeah, there's a lot of
If we're
right
gonna
away.
update the ordinance, then we need to agree upon the fee structure, because I'm not seeing a fee structure. Do we even have a current fee structure?
Well, let's start working on that. And can you just put an ordinance together? You put it together, review it with Ann? Would that
Well,
work?
we just have to update the one that they passed in 19.
We didn't pass one in 19.
Oh, this didn't pass?
Oh, that was never put,
Yeah,
it
it's
did?
all signed, it's all signed
Oh,
off.
okay, I'm sorry. Is that, I thought this was just the Hendricks County one that you used as a template on the 2019. Okay, Deb
I've
is
got
saying
all
that
of
we did have one? Okay. But we haven't been collecting the fees?
there was nobody ever set fees. That's why I've been pushing to get this done, and now all of our right-of-way utilities, the
I'm
fiber.
now caught up. Thank you, Deb.
For the last 5 years, the fiber that came through this county, we lost a lot of money we could have brought in. Now they're packing up and moving on. But there is other things, I mean, we need to start somewhere, and that's why I've been trying to push this through and get it going.
So it would be amendment to this particular ordinance that includes a fee schedule? Fair enough. Sorry.
Put together an amendment to the ordinance, bring it to us, or run it by Ann, or you want to see it before we,
Yeah. I don't know. It depends on what we vote on the next
It
topic.
depends on what you vote on the next item on the agenda, whether you want to find somebody else to review your darn
Okay.
ordinance or not.
Can I get it?
Thank you.
Can I get them back and give them
Okay,
a copy?
Eddie.
I got notes on the back there that's high dollar stuff I need.
Fires my favorite commissioner. He really is. Yeah. Will you make copies of those before you get out of here? And, yeah, and then let me tell you where the potholes were before you get out of here.
thank you, Eddie.
Thanks, Eddie.
So what we done?
Final item in our
Just gonna make
new
it
business is an agreement with legal services with, I never can say it correctly,
It would be
Paganelli?
Paganelli Law Group.
with Ann. That's our trusted and invaluable counsel. You've had a chance to look at it, and it's a bargain because she does a great job. Thank you. We need to approve that agreement, and I need a motion.
Kenny Hill makes a motion that we approve the agreement for the county attorney with Paganelli Law Group.
So you did get a,
I'll second.
oh, good. Motion
Out
been
of
made and
fear of
seconded.
reprisal.
All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, Ann.
Just for the record, to the public that they don't know, Ann is a Morgan County resident, and so out of fear that her partners might hear some of my comments, I will just tell you, there's no way, on some of the conversations that we've had dealing with not only like a legal matter, but philosophies of where the county may be going, that I know she's clocking and billing us. And I appreciate that because I'm not an attorney, and with so many things and the county experiencing growth and experiencing change that we didn't have for probably the first 20 years that I was elected, at least not at this pace. And for those of you out there that know me, she's got her hands full to keeping me out of trouble. So, thank you.
You're welcome. It is a full-time job, but it's
Yes.
a labor of love.
There you go. There you go.
We're glad to have you. Thank you, Ann. I have one further item. That's end of new business unless there's something I've missed.
Did we have that tort claim? Was there a tort claim at the end?
You got
There is a tort claim, yes.
Then we have one more item, is a tort claim. Do you have, said it was in December 19th, deadline to submit the claim, submitted to 9.
I think we're just looking for a motion to send that on to insurance.
I'm sorry.
Just looking for a motion to send that on to the insurance.
That's all right, we'll do that. I'd entertain a motion to send on to the insurance.
Kenny Hill makes a motion, we go ahead and forward it on to the tort claim to our insurance.
Have a second? All right, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion passes 3-0, which leads us to, we have, some folks have signed up for comments. I will review real briefly. I think 3, maybe 2, I can't tell for sure. I've just got 2 phone numbers and speaking at the same time. Here's the situation, here's how we do it, as far as public comments, and you sign up before you get here. You can make your statements, you have 5 minutes. I basically we'll put you on the clock. And at the end of the 5 minutes, I'll just ask you to, I can continue it, but with the evening and our celebration of Kenny, I'm going to keep your comments brief and to the point. And I'll start with Jackie Bailey. Ms. Bailey. Good evening. Just state your name and what you got.
Oh, I'm Jackie Bailey, and I just wanted to talk to you about address changing. My husband and I have lived at 6130 Goat Hollow Road, Martinsville, for about 25 years, and my in-laws were there for 20 years before that. On Friday, the 13th, we became aware that Glenn Shake, who purchased the property adjacent to ours and is putting in a housing development, and he calls it Goat Hollow Estates, has recently changed the easement name to Twilight Ridge. The thing is that we have lived there for 25, 30 years. My father-in-law put the easement in himself and paid for it for our convenience, so we could access our property easier than the old way we used to come in. So when we found out, we were never notified that he was changing the name or anything. The 911 coordinator called me and told me that she was changing our address, and needless to say, I got a little upset. I calmed down and we did a little more research, and per Morgan County Code, we can't refuse, because I wanted to refuse. But I did find out that the Planning Commission can allow us to be in on naming the lane. And we were never notified. And I want to know if there are petitions set out, certified letters. Did Mr. Shake get in touch with someone there? He had to be in touch with somebody, or with the Planning Commission, or with you to approve it. So we were wondering if there was any way that we could get involved again and maybe try to have our input. Since we've been there for 30 years, could we get in on naming this lane? He's only been there for 2 years, and now he's moved in there and changed it to Twilight Ridge. We don't want that name. And I feel that after we've maintained it, and my father-in-law originally paid for it, and for all those years, that I feel that we have a right to be in on naming it. And also, under Morgan County Code 9504, would you kindly explain the 5 to 6 house limit? I know that after, it says in it that after 6 houses are there, there is a 7-house trigger. We are the 7th house. And then it says, once you reach 7 houses, the county may no longer classify it as a simple driveway. And it will have to become a county road, is that correct? So there will be 7 homes on that lane. So that were my questions, and I was just wanting some things clarified. Is there anything we can do? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any comments or from the board? Next item is Diana Jennings and Carol somebody. I'm sorry. Ah, thank you, ladies.
She helps me with my research, and because I've been a trifle busy. And then she makes me do the speaking, so.
But we're a team.
Yeah, we're a team. First off, I had two questions before I start my little speech. What's happened with the recycling? And why has it taken longer to put a recycling place in than it did 69 out here?
Permits.
No, not even close to 69. That started 30 years ago.
1 year for this little stretch.
We're getting closer, 1st of April, it looks like right now. It took it had its hiccups along the way, but we've got a new director, and we've got the construction, and we had a foot of snow and all that kind of stuff. But it's coming together, and it's probably so glad because I know so many people are. And the new director, Scotty Manley, he met with us this evening. He's got a great plan on operation hours and procedures for tucks away.
And we are looking for volunteerism.
Yes, we can always use volunteers. So I'm very pleased to see it's up and kicking, or getting ready to get up and kick. And I appreciate the concern. My wife has the same thing. If we saved all our recycling, I'd probably have to put an addition on the house. But it's a very, a lot of folks are supporting it, and we're correcting some issues, and I'm excited to see how we're progressing with it.
The other question I had doesn't have anything to do with my speech, but where do we stand with the new service officer?
Veterans Service Officer, been appointed.
They've been appointed, yes.
Okay, that's why, because last I heard, we didn't have one yet. And
Oh, no, we always have had one, but we just have one that lost and then one that took her place, basically. And we actually, one of the things that was a concern to me, talking to some other folks, is if you're really, really, really good with your service officers, you become the service officer for other counties. And that's not good. We don't want to, I mean, they're very, very welcome to do what they have, but we'd like to make it kind of, we don't want to be the supplier of, but, you know, we've got to manage that some way or another, so. Yeah, but we have that office filled, and and actually, I saw this evening the new location where they're going to be when we get done with all our buildings, so it's up a kicking.
Okay.
All
The
right.
reason I'm real concerned about veterans, my husband just had to move to Greenwood because the nursing homes down here lost their VA contract.
Really?
All the veterans here had to go someplace else, and I know 6 or 7 went to Greenwood, 1 went to Brown County. So it's a trifle
Yeah.
aggravating.
Well, did they try up at Mooresville?
No long-term. None of them have long-term, so we're kind of a
I'm just
mess
going to have to
here.
stay healthy.
Yeah, especially our veterans.
I know.
Okay, now my little speech.
All
We,
right.
we want to thank you guys for overseeing the Morgan County Soil and Water Conservation District and providing technical information and education to the citizens of Morgan County. And especially their recent work and Stan Diamond's recent work on the threat of the watershed here and the impact upstream with the data centers and the small nuclear reactors that may be coming in, and its effect on our water table and whether we're going to have, you know, water here in the future. The state is attempting to take away the power from the Indiana Department of Environmental Management and put it in the hands of a self-appointed board, which could really affect the oversight of this. So you guys probably should be really worried about this. And we want to urge you to work closely with our local soil and water conservation district to prevent the water that is recaptured from those data centers and the small nuclear reactors, to prevent that water from being dumped into streams that will not come back down to us, to our watershed. They're talking about dumping it into different streams, which would take it further away from us and deplete our watershed and our water tables. Please allow the Soil and Water Conservation District to continue educating our citizens and you all in the importance of the monitoring of the wells. I guess they have wells around several different places.
We're at 5 minutes, so.
Part of it, yeah. We're about over, but go ahead and finish that real quick.
Okay, yeah, it was just a little bit more. Support their efforts in talking to AES, Google, and the Morgan County Rural Water to share our concerns and the needs to avert the not getting the water back where we need it. And we're just asking you to really support them.
Thank you.
I know you oversee them, but
Well, we will, and I look forward to seeing or hearing the speech on Thursday night from, at your dinner. So, thank you.
okay, thank you.
Appreciate it. We have any other further business?
It's the resignation.
Before.
Oh, are you making a motion to resign? Because I don't think we're going to get a second or a vote in favor of that. No? Oh, look at you. Yes, you must make a motion. If it doesn't pass, you can't leave.
Well, I will make a motion to let
I'm
Don and
teasing
Brian
you.
accept my daggone resignation.
It's an honor. Mr. Hill and I started back officially campaigning in '98 and took office in 1999. We were both on the council. Mr. Hill has held various positions over the years. But one thing he'll tell you, we've not always agreed upon everything. We've had our differences, but we've handled them, I think, professionally and as you should in a small community. But what's always helped me is no one should ever question his integrity or his heart on wanting to do what he thinks is best and right for Morgan County. Many a times well above and sacrificing his time, more importantly, his family time. I believe there's some family members here, and as I've stated before and had the opportunity this last week at Morgan County Leadership Academy, if you're going to get involved in politics, you better have a very strong family network. And I know it's very hard on our spouses and our children when we're getting smeared on social media and when things are being said that we say when we've never said it. And Mr. Hill, I think in the, I don't know, math's not all that good, but 99 to now is at least 26 plus months, 26 years plus months. I think I've only seen him upset maybe once or twice, and that was probably at something silly that I said, not what was going on anywhere else. When he held positions through the Plan Commission, when he did 911 coordinating, when he is an asset to this board, he's an asset to this community because he knows that kind of stuff, which brings that vast knowledge to this board and helps us function. That will be greatly missed. And it'll be missed. I will miss him in another factor because if I know he's telling me, I know, he believes it 100%. So if I disagree with him, I better redo my fact checking to figure out why I believe it's contrary to Mr. Hill. And I'm not so proud or have too much pride to say that a lot of times I had to correct my opinion to match his. And I will miss that. And I will miss, Kenny and I have been up here for a long time. To many, if you look at social media, I see there's a couple people filing to get up here. I wish you guys the best of luck. There's several that would like to get rid of all three of us. And I can't thank you enough as a friend. I can't thank you enough as a fellow councilman. I can't thank you enough as a fellow commissioner. I appreciate all that you've done for me You've helped me to learn this job and therefore keep my family off my back. So thank you. And I won't tell you, Kenny also had to explain many years ago, like when our daughters were playing soccer, I didn't understand that either. So he's helped me outside of here. So Mr. Hale, I can't thank you enough. And I can't thank your family enough.
It's been a privilege. Appreciate that.
I think it's on be close. Don, do you have anything to add?
I'd go on
Please,
forever.
so
but I will
AI
say-
doesn't make a comment?
It's been a privilege, and we know that. And he's the first guy I ran into when I was caucused on 20-some years ago. He was head of the council, and I happened to be on there. I didn't even know the job paid anything. And he called me in his office, and the first thing he pulled out was a map and says, "This is what we're going to do at Waverly." And I thought, this guy's off his tree. He wasn't. He's a visionary. He's been a pleasure to work with, and a friend that matched a lot of our working together. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
I don't want to drive anywhere with him. Well, if you do, you might as well put earplugs in there because he's always going, ah. I love you, Kenny.
Is there anybody else from the public that would like to say anything? And if not, we have a small token, just a certificate of recognition, and we'd like to go out front and get a picture taken with you.
Speech, Deb, speech.
We're not exactly getting rid of him.
One more, back over. Just to make sure, get everybody's eyes open.
I didn't want to be left in, I wanted to be left out. He took a picture of me, like sitting over here.
To adjourn, but we got some cookies and.
I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Well, you didn't second that motion from Kenny.
Yeah.
His resignation motion wasn't seconded or voted on.
Go unanswered. That'd be- Keep him in limbo. I'll second Kenny's request to step down.
He didn't really need a motion, I was just giving him grace.
But I'll second it. I move that you move to adjourn, I'll second.
We're adjourned.
All those in favor?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Please join us in the back before Don gets back here and eats all the cookies.
We'll work on it.